morning. Blimey, the flies are out. Welcome to Something Saturday. So today I thought we would have a look at a card that I've been playing around with. Got a feeling I've seen something similar, but I don't think I've seen anything quite the same as this. So it could be another header card, we'll see. Let's head on into the craft room. Right, so a little hard to show you while it's not standing upright like this, but that's the top end of the card. And inside this card is a little dangly thing that in this case says happy birthday. And then the card just folds up like that so it will fit into a regular envelope. Or you could fold it like that, but then that means that you've got one thickness one end and the other thickness the other end. And I kind of like it like that because that does mean that people open it and go, oh, that's so cool. Hopefully. That's the theory, is they open it and go, oh, wow. I wonder who made this. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to create this. So I'm pretty sure that I have seen similar cards, but the one that I was trying to create, this didn't end up anything like it, of course. And then I went, oh, that's kind of cool. I quite like the way I've done that anyway. So we are going to go ahead and show you how to do that. So I'm going to be using a different cardstock to what I had there, and I've gone ahead and cut all the pieces out. What I will do is I will put onto my blog the measurements for all these pieces for you, because I have clearly put them somewhere that I actually can't quite remember where it was. Excellent, go me. But potentially we could just look at it like this and go, so that one is 1 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches, and you will need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you will need 2 pieces that are going to go on the inside of this. So I chose these 2 pieces, and they are 1.5 inches by 5.25 inches. So that way you'll end up with a nice sort of gap all the way around it. And then the last 2 pieces I've chosen to have a different one. As you can see on this card, I've actually chosen the whole thing exactly the same. But, you know, ring the changes, as they say, exactly the same size. So I think I said 1.5 inches by 5.25 inches. And they will sit onto those pieces there. But we will do that in a minute. And then to make this little circle piece, I have used the, wait for it, these guys here, which is the deckled circular dies, circle dies even, deckled circle dies. Oh, if you don't have these, you need to get them. I love the fact that this is such a big circle. That is so handy. And I think last week it might have been where I showed you the tins, and I actually used that on the bottom of the tin. So we have those 2. So they will go to one side as well at the moment, and we will make this base card. So you'll need 2 normal cards. So depending on whether you want different colour, you want white, vanilla, I'm going vanilla. I'm just going to pop my little sayings over there. I'll explain those in a minute. And, oh, that's what I was going to tell you. Ah, this is what I'm using. Better late than never. Okay, Shining Brightly 12 by 12 designer specialty, even designer series paper. It is beautiful. So I'll just quickly show you the different pieces that come with this. So it's single pieces. You don't get double pieces in this particular one, and they are 12 by 12. So you've got that one, you've got this one. This one is just kind of like the opposite of that one, just with the navy background to it. That one's the same again. That one's the same again. There's the one that we're using up here, which is the one with the stars on it. And then there is also vanilla stars. I do love it when Stampin' Up! Bring out something that uses vanilla cardstock instead of white cardstock all the time. It's quite exciting, really. Don't know why, but it is. Probably because not too much comes out in vanilla, and it's really nice sometimes to use a vanilla card. However, let's move on with the card. Where's my, oh, there it is. Let's pop that one in. There it is. Alrighty. So your card should be scored at 10.5 centimeters to begin with. And then we're going to score each of these sides. Oh, probably that side, because I've got it folding that way and I'm going to want to fold it the other way. So 5.25. I know, awkward size, but there you go. I like A4. And that will fold it in half. So potentially you could actually just fold it and score it if you wanted to. It's just that I'm a little bit picky like this, and I quite like it scored with my scorer machine as opposed to just folding it and, you know, pushing it down. So 5.25, and that will give me my first side. Then exactly the same on this side. So 5.25 and 5.25. There we go. 1, 2, 3. So you're pretty much concertinaing the whole lot. And I'm just going to move this lot out of the way and find my bone scorer. All right. So bone scorer, just give it a quick, make sure it's well scored. Alrighty, so now we have 2 zigzaggy bits. Ooh, zigzaggy bits. Hey, that would be kind of cool, wouldn't it? You could make a big zigzag card. Oh, ideas for another time. All right. What we then want to do is these pieces are eventually going to back like that. But before we do that, we actually want to decorate it up. And we also need to work out how we're going to hang our saying. Right, let's go for my silicone mat. Because when we're doing gluing, it's always good to have a silicone mat. And I'm actually going to go with my stamping seal. Let's see if we can get this to work today. I'll just move it along a little bit. I do find, there you go. When I'm using stamping seal, sometimes I have to move it along to the end. Sometimes I don't. But ideally, when you use it, you go along to the end and then you tip it right up, and it kind of just breaks the seal off it. That looks, oh no, come on, move over a tad. There we go. Lovely. That looks pretty good. So as I say, get to the end, up like that, and then you can almost just flick it in that direction slightly. So up to the end, stop and flick. And that does seem to allow the little bit of sticky to stay on the end there. Let me just put this one alongside it so I know whereabouts I want to start this one, about there. Lovely. Those two measure up all right. And we'll just do the same with this one. Yeah. Oh, that one's a little bit higher. Okay, might have to line this one up again. Eek. So, about there. There we go. Right, that is those 4 pieces like that. Then what we want to do is, actually no, before we do that, we should cut the hole in the front. That would be an excellent plan. So let's find these 3 out of here because I'm pretty sure that it's the smallest one that I want. So let's just check. Yep, it looks like that one to me, because what I want to do is I want a border of the gold, then a border of the specialty paper, and then the whole. So we will do the whole. Move everything out of the way slightly. Oi, come on, move it out. And bring over. And I'm going to apologise now for the state of the plates. I have ordered new ones, but these are looking a little manky, really. However, there you go. Oh, now I don't really want this to be quite so well creased. That's ironic, isn't it? Okay, so potentially I could... No, I'm going to keep it central. I think that looks about right. Oh, I did have... Oh, that's right. So I put a little mark on this. Although it's mostly rubbed off, I can just about see it still. And that was giving me the very centre of the die so I could line it up. See, sometimes I do clever things and then they rub off. And then it's not quite so clever after all. Oh, well. All right, there we go. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to do, was line these guys up. Hang on, I need to just glue that together very slightly. So let me rescue my chair. And I'm just going to glue around the edge of this. Oh. And there's a reason for gluing around the edges, because I want it to only stick at the edge. Oh, I'll show you in a minute why. All right, let's see whether I can position this so it's sort of central-ish. That doesn't look too bad. Excellent. Put that there. Persuade that to stay there. Oh, something's getting sticky. Could just be me. No, it's not just me. It's coming out the side. Oh, bother. This piece here that came out of here, you can just chuck that. Unless you have a particular desire to do something with it. I don't. Just so that you know. And then this is going to be cut with this, so this will go round this circle here. Let's go. Oh, no. And there goes the lid. Not that. No, don't stick to me. That's just rude. Oh. Pick that up. That still doesn't look quite right. Oh, no, that's gone too far in that direction. That looks good. Okie dokie. Now I can get rid of the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I can pop that over there. We can rescue the chair and come back to the table. Oh my goodness, I wish it wasn't so downhillish. And yes, I quite like that. I was wondering which of these papers to choose to go. Oh, and I'm hoping now that this will come apart. Yes, it does. That was why I used the glue just around the very edge of this one, because I wanted to be able to have these two as separate entities in case I wanted to use them somewhere else. So this is excellent. Good, good, good. And let's move that lot away. So I've now used those 3 dies, which are, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 7, 8, and 9 are the 3 that I've used on this. I don't know how else to label them, to be perfectly honest. So then this piece now can attach to here. You just need to find, so there's a couple of really prominent ones and I can't see them at the moment, which would be right. Where are they? Oh dear, yawn crept up on me there. That doesn't feel like it. Kind of does, and yet it's not quite working. I know somewhere there is a obvious. Where is it? Where is it? I feel like that's it. And I feel like that is it. So maybe it is, and maybe I'm just somehow not managing to line it up in quite the way that... This is irritating. Oh, hang on. What's that? There it is. Or not. Ooh. You know what? I don't think it's going to make that much of a difference. And I'm certainly not going to sit here forever and try and line it up. So if I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, well, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. Let's put it that way. Don't know why I moved that over. Okay, come on, off my finger. Okay. That'll do. No sleep lost. Doesn't line up quite exactly, but I'm not fussed. All right, so then just pinch that so that it gives you that piece there. And then we are going to add some of these pieces to it now. All right, let's go back to this and... wonder if these line up or not. Apparently not like that, they don't. Let's see, do they line up that way? Nope. Do they line up? Oh, look, that I think it might. No, it doesn't. Never mind. In that case, that's fine. Doesn't have to line up. Oh, let's bring that up a wee bit. There we go. One down there. Might speed up this section a little bit. And then you want to take these middle pieces and you're going to add those into here. Right, so once you have got those pieces sorted, so we've got the outside and the inside all sorted, and I think this is going to look really cool having the stars going on the inside of this. Then you want to stamp yourself something that's going to dangle in the front there. What I went with was Glory to God in the Highest, which is from Night Divine stamp set, and then I've used the handmade tag punch to punch it out. However, one of these managed to wend its way outside and end up in the at night time. So it ended up with dew on it, and by the morning I saw it there and went, oh no, it's ruined. And then I looked at it and thought, actually that looks kind of cool, because the writing had blurred slightly, not quite as much as it has now. And I thought, you know what, I could actually do that, the same thing to the other one. So what I've done is I've actually just taken my little water spritzer and spritzed it a couple of times, and it just made the the ink blurry, slightly blurry, but it just spread it enough that it's given a really cool sort of background to it. So I'm not sure whether you can actually see this. Hopefully you can see that. And that one. So yeah, I just thought that looked kind of cool. Anyway, let's move on. And we're going to use a bit of the whatever this is, Simply Elegant Simply Elegant trim. It comes in silver and gold when you buy it, and you get something like 9.1 meters on each reel. So you got masses of it, and it's just really handy stuff to have anyway. So especially around Christmas time, just run your finger along it, and that will help to straighten it. And then what we're going to do is we're going to use, pop that onto there. We're going to grab some tear and tape wherever I put that. There it is, tear and tape. And what we want to do is actually have it so it's going to hang off this. But you need to, you can't have it so it's completely flat, because by the time you do that, it's going to be dangling really low. So you start off with it like that, and we are just going to take a little piece like that. I have tied a little knot into the end of both of the ends. Okay, there's a reason behind this. All right, so wait for the knot. As Lorraine would say, not a knot. I cannot. I cannot not. It's a Pooh Bear thing. And let's go. There we go. Right. So the reason for the knot is because that actually means that when you put your tear and tape over it, this can't then just pull straight out again, because it will do that if somebody is quite vigorous with the card and they just go, oh, look at that, and it's just going to pull it straight out. Whereas at least this will give a little bit of resistance to it before it completely pulls the card apart, if you get my drift. So let's grab a little bit of tear and tape and pop that over this. We are going to attach that to there, and the same thing on the other side. So you need to just bring it along a bit. Like that. Hopefully that is going to give me, how much have I got here? Is that as much? Maybe not. So maybe what I will do is just pull this one along a tad more, so it's just a little bit more like that. Yeah, I think that I'm happier with that. You could also put a little bauble into the middle of this. Just remember that whatever you do, it has to be able to flatten. So it has to squash flat, which some of those little baubles that you can make with designer series papers or whatever, they can be flattened easily if you make it with a same, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? So if you use 4 bits of card rather than 3 bits of card, or 6 bits of card rather than 5 bits of card, so it has to be an even number. There we go. I've got there eventually. It has to be an even number for it to fold flat. Yes. Yes. Got there. Woohoo! Go me. So this bit, I'm pretty sure I hung that on afterwards. Now I'm just trying to do things by memory. Now, I'm not going to use my stamping seal because I do want this to stay put once I've got it going. So let's just take those little pieces off there and flip the ends over. And these little pieces off here. And that's all good. Just going to shove my rubbish in that direction. And let's just do that. All right. So side one going down. And the advantage of using the Tombow for this is obviously that you've got that little bit of wiggle room. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough to be able to get that in position and hold it there for a moment. There we go. Right. Then we shall do the same thing with this one. And it probably doesn't matter whether you do this side or you do the other side for the gluing. So as in, like, I could have glued on that part rather than this part. But then this now needs to go together. Yep. I do love my Tombow for that little bit of wiggle room. So handy. How cool is that? I think that looks really regal with the stars in the background. I think this one's going to be my parents' Christmas card. Don't tell them! And I'm pretty sure they won't see this video, so we're safe. So I did originally have this one so that it was just hanging sort of like, well, what I thought was like that, and then it just kept sort of like turning sideways on me as opposed to being correct. So I was thinking this time what I would do is, I'm hoping this is going to work. I might just take that out. Okay, let's straighten this even more. Let's see whether I can do this. So I was hoping that if I did it so it was like that on the string, if you know what I mean, then hopefully this would then hang straight. I can but hope that this is going to work. All right, so we are going to take our string, and this is where it gets slightly tricky. I'm wondering whether, yes, this might work if I do it like this. Okay. So I might just add a little bit of a line of this so that I can hopefully put this into all right, there, I'm sure there's an easier way of doing this. So if you find it, let me know. Because this seems a little cat-candid to me. But, come on, just, I'm sure it wasn't this bad the first time I did it. But you do want it so that it's going to hang in the right place. So that's why I'm being kind of careful with it, especially seeing as I'm going to give this one to my parents. And then I'm going to add a bit of Tombow to this side. Oh, I didn't check whether that's the right way up. I think it is. That could be a surprise. I could write surprise on it. That would help if I put that way, and I wonder if I can just persuade it out. That's what I did with it last time. I persuaded it out like that. So let's see. Let's go there and there. That's looking better. And then we will add that one onto the top. Actually, I think this will be more stable now that I've got a little bit of a gap going on there. And squidge it all together. And then the other thing I did do was I actually have just pulled this apart a little bit to give myself that little bit of gold fraying stuff on there. So all I'm doing is going down with my nail and it just releases all the fibres. Maybe. Could just go with this though. There we go, so much better. Alright, there's the other way of doing it, is don't use your nails, use your pin tool. Or in my case, my... okay, now the name of it's gone. Excellent. Take your pick tool. Thank you, whoever put that into my mind. There we go. So glory to God in the highest. And squish that back down there. And then that, I reckon, is going to hang nice. Nice. There we go. So what I will do is I'm going to go and put this all onto my blog. I'm going to give you all the measurements. So hop along to my blog. The link is below and check it out and tell me if you make it and if you work out a way to get that middle piece in that's way less complicated than I just did it. And do come back and join me next week and we will investigate something else that's different. All right, thanks for joining me. Bye.